I have some extra bandwidth here in Long Beach, so we'll go live and see how it goes. It's 4:33 p.m. It's sun is just setting. It's a beautiful day here at Long Beach. I'll see how this live stream goes. We might do one during the week and during next week as well. I'll be a few days away from the Lama cave and a few days away from Ballarat actually, so we'll kick in a few lives where we can. The little stand, it's a Joby, so J-O-B-Y. Yeah. Yep, and the phone itself is hooked up to what's called a quad lock. So you go Joby and quad lock. Yep. But if you want to message me, just find GPLama, GPLama, or Lama Cycling on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere. Send me a message and I'll send you a link directly to these things. Okay. I'll help you out. No worries, have a good day. Heaps of people around at the moment as the sun sets here. Someone was just asking about the equipment that I use. Warmer than Connecticut, yeah, look, it's, I saw Nathan Guerra just before and the kids and the family out ice skating. That's insane. That's just the other side of the same country that I'm on. So anyway, it's absolutely beautiful here in California. I'll move out of the way so you can people watch, people going past as the sun sets here. Yeah, I really, yep, super lucky. Yeah, the heat in Melbourne looks pretty bad as well. Funnily enough, our place flooded. Von sent me a message and a few photos and I've had half my trainers flood in the boxes that they're in from our move. But anyway, so it goes. Just going live here to say good day to everybody. Hi from Adelaide. Yeah, we're missing the heat from Adelaide. Not sure about the release schedule of videos this week or this next 2 weeks because I don't have access to, obviously the Lama cave. So I'll see what I can do. I just shot a video then actually, and I'll see what I do. I can't let perfection get in the way of putting up content. I shot a video here in the beautiful sun with the sunlight right here, but the shadow from the microphone and the camera were like right. Anyway, we can't get it perfect. I'd rather get content up and things out there than worry too much about visuals and things. Hopefully the audio and the visuals of this are coming through okay though. Let me know if not. On T-Mobile, that's what I've got while I'm over here. Over here for a few meetings with Zwift. Got a free t-shirt, woohoo! So, talking about all things Zwift coming up leading into Melbourne's winter, even though it's kind of counterintuitive given it's how hot it is in Melbourne at the moment, going through a heat wave. But we start planning winter and what's coming up. Wes is over here as well, Wes Solsberger, who's the Australian representative for Zwift. I'm in Long Beach for probably the next week. And then I bounce around internal elsewhere and then the long flight back home. So more details as they come to hand. My flight out of here though is the 9th. So a while. But it's so cool. Yesterday we went down to Santa Monica Pier. Santa Monica Pier, walked down to Venice Beach. It's just awesome, People, I think I went live on Instagram. If you're not subscribed to my Instagram, I'll give it a plug there. Just jump on Instagram, GPLama, same as everywhere else. I'm putting a lot of shots up there, a lot of lives and stuff. It's a lot easier to do while I'm out and about. But they're really cool. But how nice is this place? So lucky to be here this time of year. No meet and greets. That's what famous people do. I'm not the famous people. No meet and greets. I'll be floating around. Somebody pointed out in Zwift Riders today, they saw me in somebody was skateboarding along just up here the other day, they fell off and did some barrel rolls or something or other, and Wes and I were running past. Somebody grabbed that screenshot and put it up on Zwift Riders and said, hey, Lama's in California. That's scary stuff. Group ride, no, I don't have a bike. I'll tweet out where I can if I'm doing a group ride on Zwift. If you want to join me virtually, even though it's useless given that I'm here. You can do that from anywhere. Sorry, I'm just going to click through the comments here. Don't fly a drone over Long Beach. Yeah, somebody had a drone here before. It didn't last too long. I don't have a drone. They don't really interest me, to be honest. They're not going to really help people have a better experience on the bike. Playing around with Ray's drone the other day, the athlete tracking that we were playing with Ray the other day was quite interesting. That has potential for cycling-based content if you can follow a cyclist. You can do some downhill descent videos, but those things can't descend at 60, 70, 80 k's an hour and track people very well. And the one that Ray and I were playing with didn't have obstacle avoidance if you saw it crash into the tree. So pretty useless. But soon, give it a week or two. Give it a week or two. One by seemed to work well at Cadell's. For the team who didn't win, come on. The Aqua Sport. Look, one by has, that's the one chainring up the front and about a couple of extra down the back. Were they running a 9-tooth on the back? I don't know. Look, I don't think it's... Is it a problem that needs to be solved? Is the front chainring that much of a problem? Like changing from small to... I mean, I know people can throw chains off, but my thoughts on Vector 3s, reserved until the new firmware comes out where we actually get Bluetooth that we've been sold. So no, nothing more on the Vector 3s. They've been great. I used them over in Adelaide. They were fine. I mean, no dropouts or anything. But we just need more firmware. The firmware they promised us, so we're still waiting for that. Tour of Palm Springs on the 10th. Yeah, I fly out on the 9th. Not going to happen. And no bike and no training. It requires a few things that I don't have. But no, it's both. Well, it's holidaying on the weekends and it's flat out work during the week. So it should be good. Lots of companies over here. I forfeited my normal trip to Disneyland today. I've been there twice before already. I can't go to Disneyland too many times. Advice on buying a new saddle, what to look for. Todd Grundle, look at my last video, or the one I've done a few videos back on the Power saddle, not the Power saddle, Power versus Pro Stealth. That's my take on things, but as always, your mileage will vary. Seek out other opinions and have a look. I put up my take on it. Bluetooth or Ant Plus better for Zwift on a Mac? I'd steer clear of Bluetooth directly to the Mac. It's just not cooked yet. I've always used Ant Plus without a problem at home. If you've got a stable environment, you can just buy a little Ant Plus key, job done. It just works. There's none of that one-to-one network and then it hides it, and then just Ant Plus just seems to work. As long as your Ant Plus is nice and clear. Just watching cyclists and stuff go past. I need a 360 camera. Speaking of which, here's a cool one. Being in LA, I've booked into the YouTube studios. If you've got a channel with a certain amount of subscribers, you can book into YouTube and attend seminars and things like that. So I'm in for the 360-degree video one on Tuesday. Fingers crossed I can get there on time in the traffic. You have a Garmin watch. Garmin watches, they're okay for what they do, good for running. As for pure cycling computers, no, I wouldn't use one. Would you get the 520 over the Wahoo Bolt? It's a Kicker and Neo thing. Some do things better than others. Again, just check out all the reviews, buy one, and just don't sit on the fence though waiting. Buy one, if you don't like it, sell it off, buy the other. Hope you can see everyone enjoying themselves over here at the back. Not quite as busy as Venice Beach yesterday. That place is flat out. I really like it. But again, yeah, I plug for my Instagram. If you want to check out some live stuff or more content I'm putting up on the web while I'm over here, Instagram, a little bit of Twitter, but Twitter's pretty dead for now. It's a good source of news, but not really for entertainment. This reminds me a lot of Perth. It's pretty chill, without the wind. It's Perth without the wind. Everyone's sort of heading home for the day. There's probably another 20 minutes or so of light left. But 82 viewers, oh, I really appreciate that. I'm sort of hesitant to do these live ones as well because it's just me rambling and bantering, not the standard, informational videos that I usually do. Need some good answer this question on Zwiftcast. Eat some tacos while you're there. I shall be catching up with Simon from the Zwiftcast while he's in New York. That's the plan for now. So hopefully we can do some stuff there. It's so much easier to record in person. If you saw the videos Ray Maker and I did, you can just, the conversation is so much better than that little laggy delay that we get. Have I ever had a 0-byte fit file on a Garmin Edge? Garmin failed to save the end of Cadell's road race. No, you are shagged if it's a 0-byte file. If it was there and corrupt, you can throw things through. Favourite pro cyclist, it's got to be Sagan for the moment, doesn't it? For sure. He adds a bit of flair that this sport has been lacking for a long time. And he's not too serious. I think he's just hugely genetically gifted and also a bit of a character. Tax Vertex is quite loud. Is there significant noise reduction when comparing direct drive trainers with trainers like the Vortex, which aren't direct drive? Look, Joseph, if noise is an issue with direct drive trainers or trainers in general, Neo is the answer. It's as simple as that. The Stack, one that doesn't even touch the wheel, doesn't have erg mode. It's just a air trainer, I guess you call it. So, can Sagan get a fourth Worlds based on Sagan's form this early? Yeah, for sure. No updates on the Vector 3s. I've been using the Vector 3s. Look, I tell you what, the cleats have impressed me with the Vector 3s. I like the cleats. They really snap in. Ed, to answer your question, yes. But I will have content up on whatever's happening in New York as soon as it happens. I'll try and go live as well. Thoughts on Trainerroad? Yeah, cool. Trainerroad. Love it, but it's too digital. That's all you're looking at is just numbers. And if you're into training and you want to hit the zones, Trainerroad, sure. If you want the huge library of workouts, cool, Trainerroad. If you want to look at the little square worms, no, I need visuals. I've always used, but yeah, it's a valid product. That's the only criticism that I have personally for using it. If I'm doing a 20-minute workout, I'd rather have things moving past me or music videos and things playing rather than a flat line for 20 minutes. It is staring at the wall, but it has its place. I won't shit on it totally at all. That's my take on it. Thoughts on Virtua Go shown at TDU? Yeah, 2 years behind, probably 3 years behind where Zwift is. Good to have competition based on the Unity engine, so the graphics are all good. The issue they're going to have is the user experience needs to be exactly what Zwift offers or the competitors offer, and then some for people to switch over, because why switch if something's the same? Coke or Pepsi, people stick with whatever they started drinking first off. They've got a long term, they've got a long goal. Good on them. Any opinion on full gas? Again, is what it is. Chevrolet, Holden, Toyota, Nissan, they all do the same stuff. Give me this any day over even Zwift. Come on, it's what we ride bikes for, isn't it? Outdoors. If you're fishing for me to hang shit on something else, it's not going to happen. Leslie, how are we doing? Yes, I am a Lama. Lama in the US, and I have found some good coffee, though they do serve it very, very hot over here. I'm still recovering. And it's funny, the only place that hangs on our accent is the people who make our coffee. I guess they see everyone coming through with all the different accents. No good cheese. I'm not much of a cheeser. We're very off topic of cycling now. No, I don't eat or drink a lot of cheese. I'm sure there's a cheese drink over here too, I'm sure. I just love, best favourite supermarket, Vons, obviously because it's Vons. What would I like to see with Zwift in the current platform to take it to the next level? Asked Todd. Well, something like the Zwift Quest that they're pushing pretty hard. I'd like to see that in-game. So ride through, collect a star, tell you to turn around and collect another star. So more in-game gamification. So just things in-game. A rehash of the workout mode. Workout mode is now 2 years old and hasn't really changed much. Something for that. Curious about Be Cool trainers. Me too. Me too. I can't. Be Cool have put a Swifty on us, and I will tee off on Be Cool on this one. They released that weird-looking trainer that hangs, that was meant to be their smart trainer. They said in person to me at Eurobike, yeah, it's real. We haven't seen it. They've put a Swift on everyone. If that was a Kickstarter project, that'd be broke. That'd be out the back of the bunch. Where did the nickname GPLama come from? A misheard rock and roll lyric 20 years ago. I'll keep it at that for now. I keep explaining that one. I'll have to do a video on that one day. Pros and cons over Di2, Ultegra, over mechanical for an everyday rider other than price. It doesn't win you any races. Your group set, if your group set's reliable, you could still win on an 8-speed Shimano. It's nice to have. I've been playing with ETAP in the Zwift lab. I want ETAP, mainly for the blips. Wes, who's out for a ride, I'm looking around as if he's going to ride past, he probably won't. I want to grab that bike that he's borrowed from Zwift and just do a quick review of it because it has ETAP on it and there's a couple of little cool quirks with ETAP. ETAP cleans things up brilliantly. But one thing with ETAP though, there's no real integration. You can't program it, it's just a closed system. But it is simple, it tidies up a bike. You have two brake cables. That's neat. But the price of ETAP, there's a blocker for me. It'd be nice if, a brand new frame, what Ray's done, Raymaker has gone new Canyon bike, ETAP. That's the way you do it from scratch, to build up the perfect bike for what he needs to do. It's neat too. But the blips, so the blips are like the D-fly changes. You can have your standard gear changes out here on eTap, but the little tiny buttons up here. Suggested smart trainer for a beginner, Dane Fuller. Go to GPLama.com and check out Trainer Guide. Choose your list from there. That's every single trainer that I've ever ridden, minus one. I've got one cooked, coming released soon. My little review on that one coming out soon. I'll add that once that review's out. It's just being checked for accuracy at the moment. I need to make sure my stuff is now accurate and correct, rather than if I put a video out with something that's not quite right. There's a lot of people watching, so I need to make sure the integrity of my stuff's good, so I get people to check that for me. Coming soon, so check out my trainer reviews on GPLama.com. Why is cycling gear so expensive? You tell me. Sea Otter Classic, yes, 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 on the cards. On the cards, although my stay here is a little longer than I thought was going to be, but Sea Otter is on the cards. How far was my longest ride outdoors? 230, 240 Ks, indoors 419 Ks, but indoors is virtual, so it was 12 hours indoors. Outdoors was about 10 hours or so. That's about it. Not much of a long distance rider. I'd rather enjoy cycling and then go home and eat than have to fight. Running is going well. Running is going very well. It's just something a bit different. I needed something, 15 years of cycling. I wanted something different, I wanted another challenge, and I want the ability to run. As a pure cyclist for so long, and I still ride a ton, I don't have the ability to run. Like I ran 3 Ks and I was in pain, massive pain. I had to stop. And the next run 4 Ks, next run 6 Ks, and so I'm now setting goals for running. And it allows me to just put a pair of shoes on and go out here. G'day, mate. Triathlons in the future? No, I can't swim. I can swim. I've been swimming in rivers and lakes and jumping off trees for years as a kid, but like speed swimming? No. Tubeless or clinches? Clinches for sure. You can't get home when your tubeless blows up. Practicality, that one. Did I get to try out Virtua Go? Yeah, I did. I've been using Virtua Go for a while. Yep. I've had some early betas with that. I've got the beta at home. I've been playing around. It's interesting to see what tech people are using and how they integrate it and how they implement it. Andy asks about my Hunt wheels. Love them. They're going really well. I had a video scheduled to put out about my follow-up with the Hunt wheels after 1,500 Ks to 2,000 Ks. I didn't have time to shoot it. I could shoot it over here, I guess, but I'd like to have the bike behind me talking about the wheels. In short, wheels are fine, wheels are great, but it's more than just the wheels and the hubs, the rims and the hubs. It's about the tyres that you run, the pressures that you run, the brake blocks that you run, even the brakes that you run. It's the entire package of the wheels that gives you that experience. One thing I will change soon though is I'm using Dura-Ace calipers with the Dura-Ace brake blocks. I'll probably change those over to Swiss Stop greens. But barreling down hills over in Adelaide on those wheels, flat out, railing corners, sweet. How does Zwift compare to outside training? Is it harder or easier? Asks Nikki. It depends what you use it for and how you use it. Typically indoors is harder. Also depends on the trainer as well. Recommended bike computer to use for the Vector 3s. Well, if you want the advanced pedal metrics straight away, stick with the Garmin computers. It'll give you the left-right balance, the platform balance. I'll get the terminology right one day. It's who knows what time it is in my body clock at the moment. Do I bring bikes when I travel internationally? No, not this time around. Typically, in Australia we have Fiji with the bike. I have no problems traveling with the bike, but it's just sometimes not practical at all. Here over in the US, I'm bouncing around a few places, so to cart a bike around is a total pain in the ass. So I'll just use indoor bikes or go for a run. Big bad LA, yeah. No, I'm in a good part of LA at the moment. It's beautiful here, absolutely love it. Are they going to put out more courses on Zwift? Not sure, haven't heard anything. They've just released a new one for London. They've just expanded that a little bit. Just scrolling through the questions here. Sorry, I'm just sort of pushing the screen a little bit. Am I eyeing off a disc brake bike now they're legal in Australia? Yeah, for sure. Look, I'd love a Canyon disc and E-tap. That's what I'd go. I'd probably even go a pair of Hunt wheels on it too, because those Hunt wheels have been really good. I'm guessing packaging a bike like that, though, getting a frame and then the E-tap and then the wheels, it's going to cost 3 times as much as just buying a bike off the shelf, stripping it down. Don't know yet. I haven't pulled the trigger. We'll see. Frankenstein bikes or expensive bikes? Well, yeah, as I was saying, if you buy a bike off the shelf, it's usually cheaper. Hard or soft shell for air travel? Depends. I have both. The bottom of it's a hard shell, the side is sort of semi-hard, and the top soft. Where we put depends on the bike. Depends how you pack it. Depends on hard shells are usually heavier, so you got to watch for that. Yeah, it depends on what countries you're going through as well for the prices. Australia's pretty good. If you fly with Qantas, it's baggage included. Fred's an expat Aussie living in Washington. G'day, Fred. In the market for a new bike, are disc brakes a must? No, absolutely, they're not a must at all. No. Caliper brakes will be around for a long time yet. They're not a simple, everyone goes to automatic steering. There's not a bit like electric cars, I guess. Has Zwift invited me to HQ? I think I invited myself. It was a last minute thing over at Tour Down Under. I'm talking to Wes from Zwift Australia. He was coming over and I said, hey, look, I'll piggyback. I'll carry your bags for you. And we're discussing a lot of strategy. What I originally came over to Zwift for 2 years ago, I think. This is my 4th trip here. So I know the team quite well. And they appreciate my input on everything that I see in the Australian market. And yeah, we're just planning all that out. More maps going to be added to Zwift soon, asks Jason. Common question, don't know. What I'm hoping for is world selection though, so we can just select which world we want to jump on, which will then for the events, enable them to schedule events on 3 different worlds at the moment at any one time, which will blow out the amount of events that are being scheduled. Is the sun still setting here? Is the kicker snap too loud for an apartment building? If noise is ever a question when you're asking about a smart trainer, you need a Neo. Simple as that. Everything makes noise. The Neo makes a little bit of noise, but if there's ever a question about noise, Neo's the answer for now. I'm just going to move this around so you can see more of that and less of me, because it's a really nice sunset here. Zwift needs to do a France map. What's in France? The Tour de France is in France. They can keep that. What's my take on the DIY rocker plates? That's kind of cool. If it is true, the Tax Neo, yeah. If it's true that companies aren't doing the rocker plates because of the, so I'll get out of the shot. It's better to see that than me. If people aren't doing, or companies aren't making the rocker plates because of a patent, it's awesome that the community is coming out and making those plates to give people a better experience. Yeah, there was one by SBR, Swim Bike Run in, I won't say Ohio, it was somewhere. Really, really well designed one, massive unit, looked really good, super industrial, looked really good. The packed together ones scare me a little bit. But one thing you've got to make sure with those rocker plates, they have to only move side to side. If they move forward and back in any way and the bike is static on the front, they're doing that, the trainer will move and the rear dropouts will grind away. So that was my biggest concern when people started making rocker plates, that it rocked in all directions. Bad, 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 bad. Well, for the amount of Ks that a lot of us do indoors. One of my bikes, Big Dio says, one of your bikes has literally been on the trainer. Oh, let me make sure I get there. For a year now, you've made it a dedicated trainer bike, good or bad. Yeah, if you've got a second bike to throw on a trainer, it's not about the equipment. Make sure it's not sweated on. Make sure the headset's sort of serviced as well. It doesn't get sweated all up and corrode. But it's more about having a bike there just to jump on and go. If it takes you 2 minutes to start a ride rather than 15 minutes, you're more likely to go for a ride. Sorry, I'll get my arm out of the way. So yeah, I'm all for it. If you've got a dedicated bike, cool. But there's no issues at all riding a good bike on an indoor trainer if it's used correctly. If you lock it in tight, use the correct skewer, correct tyre pressures and things like that. You'll get tyre wear on any roller. It happens. But as the sun sets, I might leave it there. If anyone's got any quick questions, fire away. I'm sort of sitting back across the shot here so you can see the nice sunset. And almost getting run over by a big truck. No, we're good. Good, fire away. I'll be struggling to do standard uploads this week and next week, but we'll see what we can do. Come up with something interesting. I do have access to a green screen, but today for the video, I used this as my backdrop. Even though I was talking about something indoors, I'd rather use this because it's where I'm hanging out. Do I think there'll be mountain bike trails on Zwift? I hope so. I really do, because it wouldn't take much. Everything's already there. I'd love to see a little mountain bike trail where we could just do some single track and like lots of really nasty gradient changes. Cheap tire or a dedicated trainer tire for wheel-on trainers, asked Steve D. Either way, it really depends. One tip, and I'll do a video on this as well, for the trainer-specific tires, they can dry out after a year or two, so even those tires need to be replaced. You want to see what's behind the camera? All right, here we go. Here's what's behind. It's just the car park. No regrets, hey? It looks much better this way. Will drafting ever get closer to real world on Zwift, asked Sean. I hope so. Drafting on Zwift hasn't changed for 2 years. It is very, very artificial on Zwift. I'll give them a hard time on that for sure, because if you ever do a race outside and you're in a bunch, you're hardly pedaling if it's on a flat course. On Zwift, if you stop pedaling, you're at the back. Zwift is a single person TT. It's been like that for 2 years plus. Whether that will change anytime soon, I think it needs to change. I'd love to check that bike out. I'd love to see it be more realistic, so you can sit in, pull turns and things. But imagine the hoo-ha and the uproar if they tried that. I'd like it to be more real. It's good training though. Riding a tandem bike on the trainer, double the watts, a good or a bad idea? No idea. Would I ever make the move to electric training with a DI2 or ETAP? Yeah, sure, but only when it comes along. I'm not going to go out and buy it for the price that it currently is. It's ludicrous. For the performance benefit, there's zero for me. If there was any integration benefit, if I could do more with workouts or there was some sort of auto shift, there was something cool about it, it's not. So what I've currently got at the moment with my 11 speed Dura-Ace mechanical, does the job. I mean, I like the blips. The blips look pretty cool for ETAP. But really, spend $2,000 just to get little thumb buttons? Yeah, epic lazy. Lama kit on Zwift? Nah, haven't even asked. I don't have a Lama kit. Speed play pedals, not for me, no. One thing people like to talk about speed play is how light the pedals are, but also you've got to look at how heavy the cleats are too. So system overall I think is a little lighter. Me personally, Shimano pedals all day, every day. Or if the power meter that I'm using at the time requires certain cleats, it's the XU Star ones I'm using with the Vector 3s at the moment. And they've been great, they really have been great. Stages versus Pioneer crank arm? No, neither, to be honest. Both will work. I'd probably go Pioneer over Stages. With my experience of Stages, it's been pretty horrible with Gen 1. I haven't gone Gen 2 or Gen 3. But your mileage may vary. I'd stick clear of the Pioneer head units though. Again, don't take this as a proper recommendation or non-recommendation, just my personal take on things. The Pioneer head units, the junk data they upload to Strava, you can tell someone's on a Pioneer head unit with a speed graph. It's really, really jagged. I don't know what's going on with the Pioneer units, whether it's a firmware thing or not. You can pick it a mile off, so something's kind of dodgy there. Another thing to tee off on, just politely, while we're here in the nice polite sunshine here, the Stages Dash. They keep promoting Stages Dashboard. And today on Facebook, if you have a look on Stages Facebook, just as an observation thing, and my take, it's like, never forget what workout you've got to do. And they've put a picture of a head unit and a set of handlebars with so much information on it. It's like, someone said the other week, oh Shane, you're looking at your watts all the time, just ride your bike. Well, they're not exclusive, you can do both. But the Stages Dash just had a ton. This interval, this RPM for this. Jesus, really? No. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use the Stages Dash. That's the differentiator. If people want that, cool to have the option, but man, you're going to be running into cars looking at your next interval session. Keep that for the indoors. Like, if it's that technical, keep your training for the indoor stuff. It's one thing I think Garmin said, was it Garmin or Wahoo said early on with their workout mode, like if you're doing intervals and it's hard to do in traffic. It's hard to do intervals out in traffic. Cycling Cricketer got the bottles and stickers I sent. Awesome. The sun's just come back out there. So we'll go for a few more minutes. Do I like the cycling dynamics on the Vector 3? I do. I do like the pedal position. There's a pedal platform position. So there's your spindle, I guess, and or there's the pedal, and it tells you where your foot is actually putting more pressure on the inside or the outside of the pedal. That's really cool. Niche of a niche of a niche of a niche, though, who would actually use that information. It'd be kind of cool for a time trialist, maybe a triathlete who's going for 180 kilometers, and making sure their efficiency is perfect. But really, we're talking tiny, tiny little things. It's cool, but like all the running metrics that I'm looking at lately, it's completely overkill. Completely overkill. Best budget power meter option. You get what you pay for. And there's so many different types as well. You got pedal, crank, spider, wheel, guesstimate version. Yeah, there's all different stuff out there. So you really have to pick what type of power meter you want and then go down that rabbit hole. Please try a rocket trainer for Zwift. Yeah, I can't get them to Australia. They're way, way too much to get over to Australia, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. The rocket plates are interesting, but do I review something that no one else can really get? I don't know. I think the shipping was like $500 or something that not very soon. Single-sided stages, cheap and nasty. Yeah, look, if that's what's on the cards, always buy though from somewhere where you can take it back who are going to look after you. A reputable retailer, always. Because people get stuck with, somebody emailed me the other day with they had a flux they've bought from overseas and they have to return it, and that's what happens when you buy from overseas, you take the gamble. How nice is this though, really? I'm in the way, look. That's better, I'll get out of the way. What else is happening, people? Gumtree's the most reputable. Gumtree is, I think Gumtree's in the UK, I'm not sure if it's in the US, it's Craigslist, it's where we get murdered. Winter in LA, yeah. Was it a Buffalo bike that just rode by? It may have been, yeah, there's all sort of town bikes and stuff here for sure. Yeah, people have a single-sided stages and it works fine. Yeah, look, there's people who have all types of experiences with stages. Yeah, that's all good. Are we going to see new maps on Zwift in the near future? I'm going to have to ban that question. That's, I think, the 4th time that one's come up. I don't know. Don't know. But if people want to see new maps on Zwift, raise a support ticket with Zwift themselves. Let them know what type of maps you want to see. Because it's that customer feedback they do listen to. And it's in their best interest to do what their customers want. Hunt wheel distributors in the US, I'm not sure. They do worldwide shipping for free, that's kind of handy. Am I going to the super secret NYC thing for Zwift? If I told you, it wouldn't be a secret. You haven't broken anything in a while. No, nothing you've seen on YouTube that I've broken anyway. I do a lot of stuff in the background that breaks, but that's not my YouTube work. Any chance I'll get to visit an In-N-Out burger? Probably not. Probably not. Hopefully you're getting the good views in the background, just people chilling out, just cruising along. How good is that? It's so chilled here. I love it. Whatever happened to the Limits power meter? Didn't Limits go broke? I may have some Asamoah, God, what are they called? Favero power meter to look at soon. Favorite food do I have when I come to the US? Look, the variety of Cliff Bars. Again, follow my Insta. I've been Instaing out my Cliff Bar collection that I've been getting. No, the fruit salads are nice. You can eat good here as well. There's massive fruit salads that I've been having, which is all good. I haven't been to Palm Desert. Cliff Bars. Yeah, Cliff Bars where it's at, for sure. But they have the nut-filled Cliff Bars as well. They have protein bars. I think Gatorade have protein bars as well. The Cliff Bar factory is an hour from your house, mate. I'd have a conveyor belt installed then. Sorry, Do pros pull up on the pedals on the upstroke, asks Eric B. From what I'm aware, that's all been debunked. A lot of amateur journalism, I guess you'd call it, likes to talk about how the pros are more efficient because they don't waste any energy and they pedal all the way around. That's complete bullshit. I believe the facts are that the pros press harder. So yeah, no, I don't think they'd pull up on the pedal stroke. It's not really that efficient. Our muscles aren't built really to pull up. They just press down harder. Do I race? Your numbers are off the charts, but never seen it. No, not a lot. I've raced for years. I've raced for what, 15 years or so. I've been there and done that. And to continue to do the same thing always bores the shit out of me, to be honest. So no, I haven't raced a lot. I think last time I was in good form was probably CVR Vegas, which is probably 10 months ago or so. But since then, no, just enjoying bikes, just enjoying what I'm doing. Yeah, probably the last few years of racing, we were just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I mean, doing okay, but like amateur bike racing doesn't pay bills at all. So yeah, and I don't miss it a hell of a lot. As long as I'm fit enough to go riding, I'm happy. So there I am as I remove the shades. Yeah, it was getting a bit... So I'm just going through the questions here. I'm on mobile. I look like Trevor from GTA 5. Ever try mountain biking or cyclocross? We did a 24-hour mountain bike event with these guys a couple of years back. I like that. It's just one thing I didn't get into. I had to buy another bike. There's another $6,000 or $7,000 to buy a bike and get into all that tech. Too many rabbit holes. I can't do it all. So I kept clear of mountain biking. Yep, kept up with the running. Mainly because it's just so accessible. The reason for the running is I want the ability to run. I'm not going to become a triathlete or anything, but I want to not be able to take my bike somewhere and still be fit, or still be able to put a pair of shoes on and just go. As a runner for 15 years, it hurt to run. I just wasn't built for running. So slowly building up just the ability to go for a run. Tell us the Thule story, or Thule, or Thule, however you pronounce it. Why all the Thule stuff? They've looked after us for probably 8 years now. When I was with a team in Melbourne, they walked into one of the bike shops that sponsored us, and so they're looking for just single ambassadors, someone who's out there riding their bike and driving around and all that. I had the car decked out in Thule gear already, so we met up with Scott, the guy who was heading that up then, and super cool guy. He just said, look, we'll give you more racks for the cars or bags or shirts if you just use our stuff. I was already using this stuff. It's a no-brainer for us. So we've been an ambassador, I guess you'd call it. It's not a pay gig or anything. If Thule are an event sponsor, we'll get an entry, which is kind of cool. But look, with their bags are great. I use their bags all the time. Obviously, I wear the free hat that I've been given, the shirt. And it's just good gear. So that's the Thule sponsorship, or the Thule arrangement that I have. And yeah, no, it's pretty nice that I'm not out there racing a hell of a lot, or racing much at all anymore, but we're still out there doing. So it's all good. And I still use their gear. Even if they were to pull that sponsorship, I still use the gear. So yeah, again, no-brainer. What's the best wheel upgrades for the best money? Depends on the wheels, depends on the terrain, depends on what you want to do, depends on the riding. Lots of variables. I've chosen the Hunt wheels for what I do. I've done a couple of videos on those. Check those out. Quark versus Powder Max versus SRM versus the money that you have and what you want. I've had Quark S-Works Spiders for years. They've done really, really well. SRM, I probably wouldn't touch SRM just based on the price. But if someone else is paying, change that. Powder Max look all right. Don't have any personally though. Had a few conversations with them at Eurobike. They weren't interested in me. Fine by me. So I don't have any Powder Max. Vegemite, any good? Only if you're Australian. If you're not Australian, Vegemite tastes like ass. So I've been told. Yeah, Vegemite's a funny one. If you've grown up with it, you love it. But if not, you got to steer clear. 126 people watching live. I appreciate people just dropping in for a chat. I'm at Long Beach. This is Long Beach on Sunset. And this place is absolutely beautiful. Ballarat looks a lot different since you were there 3 months ago. Yeah, this is 12,000 k's from Ballarat. It's just such a chilled atmosphere. There's tons of people down the beach here. It's all good. Mandy, any more like that and you get banned, so I cleaned it up. Ballarat looks like different, yeah. What do I think of the jogging pic posted on the Zwifts group? Okay, a bit of backstory on that. I might have said about this before. Wes and I just went for a run down here the other day, and some kid's video, we featured in some kid's videos doing a skateboard thing, and someone saw us and posted that picture up. That's kind of, yeah, that was sort of freaky when I first saw it, but a lot of the stuff that I do is already online and public anyway. Like my location isn't hidden a hell of a lot, and what I do and what I say is always out there. But yeah, it's kind of freaky seeing someone, that was kind of cool. I was in a Wahoo shirt. Wahoo will go like that, don't they? But it goes to show though, like imagine all the stuff, that's one that got pulled out and known about. Imagine how many times we're videoed, photographed, identified that we don't know about. That's the scary part. That's the scary part. What do I recommend eating for on a 25k ride? Absolutely nothing. 25k is under an hour. Typically my eating schedule is like you'll eat, you'll be not hungry before you go for a ride. First hour is freebie because you've already got food in you. From there on, eat at the hour mark and every half hour on from that, depending on the event, the intensity. 25k's though, depending on the time frame. If it's under an hour, don't worry about it. Ever had a problem mounting a bike on a direct drive trainer that would hurt the frame? I had to spread the dropouts. 2 mil spread is nothing. That's like, it's about the size of these people here. It's about 2 mil. Yeah, see that guy there? He's about 2 mil. 2 mil's fine. Any more 5 to 10 mil, then yeah, you're sort of bending things a little bit. But maybe have a mechanic have a look at that as well. What is your favourite electrolytes? I like Staminade in Australia. Staminade have those sugar mix. It's just sugar in a bottle. They have a coconut one, which is quite salty. Check the dude running, sweet. This is what I need to talk about, Zwift running. None, haven't tried. Somebody's given me a couple of tablets here and there. Sorry if I'm out of picture, I'm just letting people view the... Can I focus out there a little bit? That is so nice down here. Any plans to go into the ocean or get my feet wet? No, not in my new shoes. No. Can you swim here? Is it a swim beach? It doesn't look like a swim beach. There's someone hula hooping. No. No beach swims. The hotel has a pool. American coffee versus Australian coffee? No comparison or whatsoever. Though I have found good American coffee. Last time I was here, Vegas was hard to find good coffee. Over here is fine. It's just hot. It is just very, very hot. They serve lava, not Java. Why people don't use PowerTap C1 at $700? P1 versus, no, P1, PowerTap P1s are down, aren't they? PowerTap P1s have dropped a lot in price, I believe. They're not $1,100 anymore. The C1, $700, it depends on the compatibility. Sometimes they may not fit your crankset. And they also wear out. So once your chain rings wear out, I believe that's it for the power meter, the C1s. So there's give or take. So the ocean out here is cold this time of year? Okay, noted. If anyone's from Melbourne or Victoria, you'll know we know cold beaches a lot. It's not Queensland. I'll have to speed this video up so we can see the nice sunset during the whole video. I was going to leave early. Sorry I've hung around so long and just talked crap. Water's usually around 58F, which is about cold. I was being asked about the Pro Saddle install on my bike. Check the video, done a whole video on that one the other day. Going well. It's still on the bike, so that's pretty much the best recommendation I can give. If something stays on the bike, or I continue to use it, that's not a recommendation, but it means I'm still using the thing. If something doesn't work, it comes straight off. Paid for it, or given to me, or anything, it's just off. Life's too short to ride shit bikes. Is that a Fixo thing? which is about cold. Yes, yes. There's a couple of roadies along here as well, a lot of triathletes. Sorry I'm out of the picture. This is all just random Lama Live. I do appreciate the views though in the comments. But we'll go for a walk. Let's, what is the time? It's only 5:18. Let's go for a quick walk. I think I've got everything I need. Except balance. Hang on. Here we go. I was hanging out on the rocks. Just make sure I didn't drop any. I dropped my GoPro before and I had to go back and find it, which was lucky. So we'll just cruise down here and have a look. But we made the most of it yesterday. Yeah, Santa Monica Pier to Venice Beach. Always a good walk. If you've never done that and you're in LA, do that walk. It's super cool. What bike do I have? My current bike. Set of shoes. I haven't got a bike with me at the moment. This is... Oh, I can even zoom. Just chill path. Everyone's just chilled, running, riding, playing tunes. Very cool. So I'll walk back up here, then I'll shut this off and go get some more food. I've got to get editing on this video. But I appreciate everyone coming on for a chat. It's been good. Thought about doing any Maven style channel rides or expedition. What do you mean? Oh, as in getting people? No, look, I'm getting people together and going for a ride. No, I don't want to accept that responsibility or that liability. Something happens to someone. I'm more about the tech. We'll keep it at that. Which way we'll go? Oh, we'll go the long way. But I do follow those the videos that Maeve does. Serious cycling bike shop while I'm there. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'll use the other finger to check out the comments. But yeah, I should go look for some bike shops. Cover those. I don't really have any videos planned. It'll just be whatever comes along. I don't do travel stuff. This is pretty much the closest you'll get for me doing a travel vlog, blog style video. Can I use some Supreme Power for good and get Ant Plus into phones? No, you'll never get Ant Plus into phones. Garmin own Ant Plus, or Garmin own Dynastream, who makes Ant Plus and license that out. Some Android phones will have Ant Plus in and you'll never get it into an iPhone. Bluetooth is the answer there. Most power meters these days are dual Bluetooth anyway, so you'll get your Bluetooth into your phone. If not, use a bridge, such as the NPE cable. See, dudes on bikes, how cool is that? So if you only have Ant Plus devices, you can get them into your phone, if you need to. Oh, you're getting my finger, sorry. Very cool. Do I read the Lavello Cheetah blog? No, I don't. I don't read a lot, to be honest, of blogs or anything like that. It's time better spent working on stuff that I can produce for people. You can sit there and read all day. I mean, obviously, if you're watching this, you know. You can consume content all day, all day. Can I comment about Virtual Go VR software? I have earlier in the video. Yeah, it's beta. It's very beta. They've got a lot of work to do. But yeah, it's good to see. Good to see opposition out there, or competition out there for Zwift. When will I do another TT ride clip about the current TT bike I'm using? Haven't ridden the bike for a while. No, not on the cards. What am I in the States for? Meetings. Meetings. And to get some good content like this. What time is it there? 5:22 p.m. It's already getting dark. Already getting dark, but it's still nice and warm. Runners everywhere. Cool, anyway. I better get back. So far away, quick questions. 2 minutes, I'll get out of here. Benjamin, in regards to doing videos on secondhand smart trainers and what to look for, I've done one on the Wahoo Kicker. If you look at Kicker general maintenance, I may have done it's a had a general maintenance or service video on the Neo as well. There's nothing much that can go wrong with the Neo. Mainly the Kicker. But just, I guess, in summary, jump on it, pedal it, check the overall condition, maybe check the cassette. It'll be able to tell you how many Ks it's done. Kickers are pretty serviceable, so have a look at my Kicker maintenance video, sort of go through what's going on there. In the States till the night, so another 2 weeks or so, just under 2 weeks. So plenty of time to get used to looking left before I look right when I cross the road. Oh, Jesus. Check out what this dude's on. Want to go on holidays? Yeah, look, I do. I don't take this for granted whatsoever about the nice places that we are privileged to go to and call it work. So it's very cool. The moon's coming up now too. Cool, cool. Well, people, I better leave it there. Time for no more Lama. And yeah, let us know in the comments below if you've listened all the way through. May go live again. If I do another live, now that I know I have the bandwidth to go live over here on the phone, I may come up with a little schedule of things to talk about, questions to pose. But if you have any topics for me to chat about, yeah, just fire them below. I'll make a few notes. I can talk shit all day. I've done it for the last half hour here. 51 minutes actually. And yeah, it's all good. Get out there, enjoy your bikes, enjoy your running, and just be happy. All right, people, I'll see you soon from the land of the US. Now I've got to figure out how to turn this thing off. Hang on.